now that we know how to build chords, how do we name them, or how do we play something if we don't know the chord shape for it yet? Each time we see a name for a chord, it's basically telling us exactly what we need to do. So a couple quick things. Add means that we have a triad and then we add the extension on it, like a 9, 11, 13th, or something like that. If it says major and then an extension, for example, major 9, then we have the 7th, the major 7th. If it says minor 9, then it's a minor 7 with a 9 on top. And then if there's nothing at all, if it's just C9, that means dominant. So that means our 7th is flattened. So if we were to take a C add 9, for example, we would need our C major triad, C, E, G. Then we add the 9th on top, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, a D. So be a C, E, G, D. Now there's a couple different ways to do it, depending on what we want to do with our first string. There's with my 3rd on top, so it's still a C add 9, there's nothing else on top. Or we can add our 5th on top, G, which then we get a really common fingering. A sus chord means that we're suspending the 3rd. So for example, like a D sus 2, I have a whole video on sus chords on how we play them, but just to know where everything comes from, we know our 3rd is on the top. That's the note that changes between major and minor. And then a sus chord is not going to tell us which is which. So here's my 3rd. If it says sus 2, then I'm replacing my 3rd of the chord with the 2nd scale degree. And then same thing with the 4th. I'm suspending my 3rd for the 4th. Notice that there's no 7ths in there. If I were to read something like C major 9, like I said, the major means that we have and then an extension means that we have our 7th in there. So what we need our 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Now, how do we get 5 notes on a 6-string guitar without doing all these crazy fingerings? We can kind of take away some notes if we're getting into 11ths, 9ths, and 13ths. So a common fingering for C major 9 is going to be my 1, 3rd. Take away the 5, have the 7 and the 9 in there. Really, since our 3rd and 7th notes are going to be the one that really tell us what the chord are. If it's flat 3rd, then we know it's a minor. If it's just normal 3rd, we know it's a major. If our 7th is just a normal 7th, then we know that's a major 7th. Or if it's flattened, then we know it's a minor or a dominant chord. Then we add the 9th on top. Now, if we were to see something like a C9, now since there's no major or minor, or add, we know that it's going to be a dominant with a flat 7. Alright, if we were to see a C9 sharp 11, geez, what a long sounding chord, right? It's really not all that hard. It's telling us C is the root note, 9, not add 9, not major 9, not minor 9, meaning it's a dominant 9th chord, major triad with a flat 7. Then we add in our 9. Then we need to add in a sharp 11. So our 11 is the F in C. Sharp 11 is going to be F sharp. So it's telling us each of the steps there. Something else that sounds really intimidating, but when we break it down, it's really not that hard. It's something like a C sharp 9, C7 sharp 9 sharp 5. All right. So break it down. C7. We know a C7 chord. Sharp 9 means that we have to add in our 9, and that note now has to be sharpened. So we have to move that up 1 fret. And then our 5th has to be sharpened or moved up 1 fret too. So here's my C7. I'm getting rid of my 5 because now I have all these other things I need to add in the chord. Replace it with my G sharp and D sharp. So now that we know how to decipher chord names, let's go through something that we're playing that we don't really know the name of the chord to. So I'm going to play something like this. Alright, and I don't know what I would call that chord, but I know it sounds cool in the context of the song that I'm writing or the song that I'm playing. So let's figure it out. We know that this is a G chord, right? Now what we have is we have this note in there. So let's figure out what this note is. This is an F sharp note. So over a G chord, how does that F sharp lie? Well, let's play the G major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 1 again. So now this would be an F sharp is the 7th, so this is just me a G major 7. So there's that chord name. That one was pretty easy. How about this one now? So we're in C. We know in for our C what we have is we have 1, 2, 3, or 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So we know this is a 9 major. No 7th, so this is just going to be an add 9, C add 9. And what is this note? Not the 11th for a C that we just went through, but a sharp 11. So this would be a C add 9 sharp 11. G major 7, G, C, C add 9, sharp 11, C add 9.